Okay, we are here. But you're not seeing me. Okay. Let me tell the audience I am here. Tell the Discord crew. Live now and on camera. I gotta automate this. This is something that easy to get wrong and takes me just a little too long to get going. Okay. There we go. Now the Discord crew is notified. Looks like we've got one person in chat. Let's see. Maybe we should change it up, the color a little bit, because, you know, I like to have the videos vary a little bit. Let's see. Give me a second. Oh, I can do it from the desktop. Okay, hang on. Let's get a little color. Maybe a little more red than that. We're trying to find something that doesn't look too crazy, actually. I like that. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. What do we have? What do we have today? Well, Samsung, I know you can't see it exactly. Samsung Tab S11 Ultra. We have a single rainbow Skittles has joined us, and I'll give it a minute. I just want to make sure we have everyone situated. This was a surprise stream. I knew this device was coming today, but UPS said it was going to come by 7 p.m. And so I wasn't really expecting it to show up at my door 15 minutes ago. So that was a surprise. But I'm very happy. And, you know, I do have, just for reference, I have the Samsung, what is this? The Tab S8 Ultra with me, which I have to be honest, I was always a bit disappointed by as a device. Given its price, I always felt like it was an underperformer. Hi, Philip. Good to see you. So we have 3 people now. Yeah, the S8 Ultra was just a disappointment, and I did not like the cover that came with it. We'll talk about some of those aspects. So anyway, why did I get this? Given the fact I was disappointed with the S8 Ultra, the reason was I heard the performance was better. Hey, Konto, good to see you. Good, thank you for joining us. I heard the performance was much better, number one. I was curious about the new S Pen. Okay, now we don't know what is going on with the S Pen. We don't know how it's different from the old S Pen. There's a lot of questions about compatibility. So I felt, even though, trust me, I don't need more tablets. I thought I should get this because we want to see if anything changed, right? For example, maybe the drawing experience is better. Okay, so we're going to test that. I don't expect it to be, but I don't know how they changed the S Pen. Maybe they've changed it in some way that makes drawing better. The other reason I wanted to get it is, and I've mentioned this many times on stream, I sometimes want to whiteboard to you, and I have a pen display from Asus right in front of me, which requires being connected to a computer, a laptop or something. But, it's a little bit of a mental struggle for me to deal with having two keyboards and two mice in front of me just when I want to diagram something. So the intention right now is for this to be my teaching device as I stream, okay? When I need to show a video or I need a whiteboard, what I can do is I can connect it to my streaming PC. You can see the actual screen capture, or you can see a video from the top down, or both at the same time, okay? And the fact that this is its own computer simplifies some things for me, okay? Okay, so let us, and feel free to ask any questions. Trust me, this is for you, and I want to make sure you're getting your questions answered. Let me just move a few things out of the way here. Okay. Philip says, I have a unique question. Is there any form of hue shifting as the angle changes? Please let me know if it's noticeable. Of course, yeah, we'll absolutely test that. Absolutely, we will test that. Okay, so let's get is the overhead camera, it should be working. I just gotta figure out which one is the overhead right now. Let's see, why isn't shifting? As always, There we go. That's not doing what I need it to do. Oh, I know why. It's okay. It's okay. Let's see if this is it. Almost. Yeah, there we go. So this is the overhead. Whoops. Let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so my first reaction is this cover, this box is plain. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, at least there's a photo of the S11 Ultra. That's not a photo. This is actually just a black and white illustration. So they have gone ultra minimal. Okay, now I have to be honest with you. I've complained about this with Wacom. I totally get why it's good for the environment. But personally, I think when you unwrap something, you want to see a splash of excitement. And when I got this, I actually thought it was a photo for a second. Then I noticed, oh, it's just an illustration. It is nicely done, but I just want more. I want it to pop more. Okay, so that's what it says. It just says Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra. It has a picture of the tablet and the pen. So nothing really surprising. Nothing really written on the side other than the word Samsung and some barcodes. It's got something here. It just says what the package contains. You probably can't read it, so I'll have to read it for you. The S11, of course, the S Pen, a USB to USB-C cable, quick start guide, and terms and conditions. Okay, so it's what you'd expect. Okay, so let's just let's take this to separate it out a little bit. Now, before I turn it on, I'm just going to do some... Okay, this is not the most... A little more, not quite as elegant as an Apple device to remove these little paper things that secure the box. They kind of rip in an inelegant way. There we go. Maybe I can put Hang on a second. There we go. You can see me as well. Let's see, Kanto. Couldn't they do an eco-friendly color illustration too? Yeah, they should be able to. I mean, Apple does it, right? You should be able to get the best of both worlds, eco-friendly and this. Okay, so nothing too surprising. There's just something covering it, which is kind of a paper protector, or it feels like paper. I'm not sure if it's literally paper. And a little tab of it lets me lift it up. Okay. So I'll just move this out of the way for a second. We'll just examine the package contents. Here's the S Pen, and you probably can't totally see it, but it's hexagonal. Okay. It's not round like the typical S Pens. It's hexagonal, and I have an S Pen here. I'm gonna just bring it up here. It's a pink S Pen. So they're, I don't know. The new one is probably 1 millimeter longer. It doesn't feel any different in weight. I can test that later specifically. I have a digital scale, but yeah, it doesn't feel any different in weight at all. So the new one doesn't feel more premium in that sense. The nib is different. We'll talk about the nib. No eraser. There is a button there, and it has the same sort of clickiness. I know you can barely see the button. There's just a single button you can press. The nib is a little different. That's the Pro M or something pixel. The Huawei one Kanto. Yeah, I think it was also hexagonal, if I recall correctly. The Huawei pen now, that looks... I guess we can't get it in the United States because of some restrictions, but hey, they're adding barrel roll apparently, and I'm really excited for that. Okay, so we're going to test these normal S Pens with it. And the Statler Norris, etc., etc. Okay, what's in here? This little box is... It's the USB to USB-C cable, and there's a little... what the hell is this thing? I think is this for removable storage or something? I can't remember. Oh. Okay, it fell down somewhere, so I'm just gonna, I'm gonna leave that there. What else is in here? There's the cable. It's all white. USB-C, USB-C. I have a cable tester, remember? Dead SM says, looking sharp. Well, Dead SM, I'm sure there's not barrel roll, but I will test for it. Okay, there's just some manuals in here as well. Some little... That was it. Little manual and a little Samsung Care card. Or piece of paper. Nothing exciting. I don't need the cable right now. So I'm going to keep this over here. Okay, now let's... Okay, hang on. Before I open it up, I'm going to keep the paper on so you don't see my dirty fingerprints all over it. I'm going to get the S8 Ultra with it, and the paper's not adding much weight, so I'm just going to talk about what it feels like. It is thinner. It feels thinner. I'll tell you that. It feels thinner. It definitely feels lighter. Okay? That's true. Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's okay. Now, how do I get this thing? I'm just gonna tear it off. I know, but ejector tool definitely feels thinner. And let me take off the. It'd be unfair. This thing. So okay, let me take that back. I had the back of the case on that one. Is it really thinner? Maybe. I don't know if it's really thinner. Maybe just very slightly thinner. Is it lighter? Maybe it's very slightly lighter. I don't think it's a big difference, to be completely honest. But yeah, I think it is slightly lighter. Sorry for the confusion. I had the case on the other one, the back of the case anyway. Okay, what do we see here? There's two little not ports, just something. I don't know what it's for. Maybe for when you have the keyboard case or whatever. 2 buttons on top. This must be where you get the SD card. I think there's some slots here. Can you see? I guess maybe those are the speakers, and here's the USB. So that must mean you place it like this. Okay, because this means you can't see it. The camera's right there. They don't have the any cases for this for sale yet, but we'll see. I mean, I want one. I want one. Hopefully, they've made it more secured than the old one. Okay, two cameras. I don't know if everyone saw that. 2 cameras, and there's some little bump here, some little white thing here. It must be a flash, I guess. Okay, let's turn it on. Come on. I'm just holding down the power button. It may not have enough power since I just got out of the box. You know, sometimes these devices just don't support enough power. How can I power this thing? I know how to do it. I know how to do it. Okay, so this cable that I'm holding here is attached to a Thunderbolt dock. Okay, so it'll definitely provide enough power. It's a Thunderbolt 4 cable. This may delay our testing, so it's now one of the complaints I had with the S8 Ultra was battery life. I didn't think was great. I thought it idle. It aggressively used the battery, and I also thought that it was slow to charge up. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's very similar. I'm not sure. I mean, if you put both these in front of me and just asked me visually to tell, I don't think I'd be able to. I mean, I would easily confuse the S8 for this one. There's just no doubt about it. If I paid attention to the cameras, like the S8 has the strip here, yeah, but like if I just saw them like this, you know, I don't think I'd be able to easily tell. Okay, so I'm waiting. So there is enough power in there, but let's see if we can turn this on. What's this experience like? By the way, there's a big light here, and the glare reduction's okay. It is not a matte screen, but I can assure you it's cutting down a lot of the light. There's another light over here. I'm going to shift it over. Yeah, so it's definitely not a matte screen. But it does have some anti-reflection on there. And if you want to check, give me a second. Let me go back here. Here's an iPad. I'm going to leave it off. I'm going to try to leave it off. Oh, I keep on taking a photo. Okay, here you go. Let me clean this a bit. Okay. Take a look at the glare for the iPad. This is a relatively recent iPad. Oops. Hang on. I'm trying to turn it off. Okay. Right? And then there's the other light. Where is it? You see it? So I would say it has a little close to the same amount of reduction, anti-reflective quality. They're both glossy screens. Okay. I don't know. This gradient has a kind of an Apple feel to me. Let's see. Haynem says, I might admit used the ultra-sized Galaxy Tab for too long. The Ultra in your hand looks like a totally normal size to me for a minute. To me, it feels huge. Just for perspective, let me move this keyboard out of the way here. Here's the 16-inch ProArt, Asus ProArt display. Thank you, Atnas. I appreciate it. I wanted to dress up for this one since lots of people check out my unboxings of popular devices. So underneath it is the 16-inch Asus. Okay, now I've aligned the lower left edges, so it's a big device. Okay, it's a big device. Now, I wish Samsung would get a more 4x3 Um, the aspect ratio. I'm not a huge fan. I guess this is 16 by 10. I just think it works better with a more iPad type aspect ratio. Let's see. Konto says, oh, okay. So you tried an AG film over an existing Huion screen that already has a lot of anti-glare sparkle. And so it kind of canceled it out a little bit. Made it probably a little fuzzier, I guess. Okay, I'm going to click start. I know I'm going to have to do some like logging in stuff, which I hate. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Okay. There's lots of agreements I need to click on here. Okay. This says easy setup with another device. I'm scared about this one. Galaxy or Android device. I'm gonna click this. Scan the QR code. Well, conveniently, I have a Tab S8 Ultra right here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, I can do my fingerprint. Okay, yeah. Google Gemini. I don't need it. I don't need to talk to you right now, but. Okay, hang on. This thing is... See, I always felt this device is a little more sluggish than I expected. And it's still messing with me in the pin. What? There we go. Okay. Let's now get the camera here. Okay. Let's do it. Sign in. Let's see how this works. Verify it's you. Use the pin from your old tablet. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to hide this for a second. Okay. And type in my pin. Okay. Connecting to Wi-Fi. Picked up my Wi-Fi thing correctly. I'm glad they have this transfer thing because I set up a couple of Android devices recently, the Wacom Moving Pad and the Magic Drawing Pad from XP Pen, and going through the normal sort of standard new Android device setup is a real, and Google setup is a real pain. Like you're just clicking forever. AI features. We need to try AI features. Sure. Samsung's account policy has been updated. How exciting. Copy apps and data. Sure. Sure. Let's do that. I agree. Sure. Why not? Yeah. Can't copy everything. Why not? Copy with a cable? Shit. I thought it was going to... Can I go back? I accidentally clicked something. Okay, let's try this again. Fuck. I'm trying to get that cable. On the theory that it'll be faster to copy that way. You know, I'm just gonna let the wireless do it. Transfer data, wireless. I have a fast network, so it's not gonna be a problem. So both of them now are doing something. Right, oops. Connected. Okay, here we go. Everything, yeah. Transfer everything. Keep screen on. Okay, so I'm going to keep the screen on the other one. So far this is good. I mean, I don't know if this is a new feature, this transfer thing, but I am greatly appreciative of it. Let's see. While we're waiting, Konto says it's not even that much fuzzier because it's 2.5K at 13. It's pretty high. It's not okay. So it worked out pretty well for you. Okay, Philip says it's already looking kind of hue shifting on camera. A good question. Let me tell you. You know, I will say this. Okay, the camera, Philip, is revealing a shift which is more extreme than my eye see. So I think you're probably seeing this look very pink up here. Okay. Now I think there's a very, very slight shift. Okay, it's a very slight shift. And I'm not entirely even sure if that's a hue shift or a reflection of my room. I'm not sure. And maybe it is a hue shift then. Yeah, I think it is a hue. But it's very slight. It's more like a darkness shift, right? It's mostly there is a darkness shift, which is what I see more than a hue shift. But both are happening. Both are happening. Okay, I'm gonna do fingerprints. Okay, let me do my pin. Hang on. Okay, continue. Where the hell is the, okay. Okay, it has the same fingerprint thing. No one's gonna steal my fingerprint, I hope. This is so lame. %, 20, 31, 49. Almost done. 96. 100%. Okay. No, I'll do another fingerprint later. It's kind of not so convenient to do it when it's laying flat on the desk. So later on, I'll add my whatever pointing finger. Fingerprints. Fingerprint unlock. Yes. Fingerprint always on. Yes, I guess. Tap to show icon once we sure. All makes sense. Kanto says, there's rumors the next iPad Pro releasing next month might have tandem OLED screens. Kanto, I thought it already did. Am I mistaken? Or tell me if I have that wrong. Yeah, sure. Use location. I guess. Used by, yeah, sure. Yes, accept. Oh, I don't know why I was. Do not back up. Do not back up. I don't want backups. Okay. Meet Gemini. Go hands-free with Hey Google. No thanks. Okay, so far it's just doing its business. So it may take a little bit. You know what I need? I need some sugar-free Red Bull. So I'm gonna be back in just a minute, okay? I am back. Still getting ready. Okay, instead of having it focus and defocus, I'll just put it on my face for a while. And we'll chat. Let's see. Yeah, I think Philip's got it right. I think the current ones have tandem OLEDs. I think the next ones might have mini LEDs. Or maybe, I might have that wrong. I don't even know the difference anymore. Maybe I'm confusing mini LED with micro OLED. I always get confused. Well, while we're waiting, I have an announcement to make. I completed the first set of manga from the Dragon Ball manga. And while I'm waiting, I just thought I'd share a few topics. First of all, I've really been enjoying the art. Okay, this is the first manga I've ever read. Number two, I think the story gets much more dark in Dragon Ball Z. But I've been enjoying the mostly lighthearted comedic nature of the manga. Akira Toriyama's art is really nice. I didn't expect how much I'd like it. What I found surprising is he was really good at depicting action, right? And I was amazed by how well he was able to convey a fight. I thought it was very, very well done. And I liked a lot of the supporting characters. I'm just ranting about Dragon Ball because all this thing is doing is like updating, right? So let me tell you some of my favorite characters. Obviously, we all like Son Goku. Oh, of course, I'm figuring out that the manga names for certain characters is slightly different from what the anime has, the TV show. So I might mix it up. So I thought Krillin or Kuririn was great. Master Roshi, what a lecher. The early parts of Dragon Ball manga, wild things go on that probably would not be allowed today. So that was interesting. Who else? Oh yeah, Yamcha. Yamcha is such a great character, right? And Puar, who is like a floating magical cat who's totally loyal to Yamcha. That's cool. Oolong, the shape-shifting pig. Yeah, so the supporting cast, Bulma, who's always getting really angry but is like a genius. Right? Okay, so remember, I'm basing my entire personality on Dragon Ball. Nick, this is exactly what we're trying to figure out. I can't see anything new about it too. Who else? Yamcha. Chaozu is kind of funny, right? There's just so many of the side characters that I love. Like, I think Puar is so adorable, and I love how cynical Oolong is. And Android 8, in the manga, Son Goku calls him 8-Man. He's like a Frankenstein type thing. And Master Roshi, he is crazy. Yeah, Dead SM, good point. Let's see. OLED on the M4 iPads are great. There's none of that hue value shifting. So your image is always consistent. I'm gonna bring. I think I have an M4 iPad somewhere here. I'll bring it up. Let's see if we can. I think this is it actually in front of me. We'll compare in just a second, okay? Okay, this thing is now back to. So it took a little bit more. Yeah, whatever. Bixby? No. No, I don't want to use any voice control. I'm having to agree to a lot of stuff. Let's see, Dead SM. I love how safe Goku feels for an alien with scary, crazy power. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Okay, so these are some apps they want to update. Sure, whatever. Let's just get it. So less clicking than before. Okay, let's see what's new, because I don't know what's new. Oh, shit. Yeah, okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Does this work out better? You can see it more clearly without my hands getting in the way, right? I set this view up today because I just thought it'll be easier for everyone. Stay up to date with Now Brief. Do more with Gemini. Start searching instantly from anywhere. Touch and hold the home button, then circle and tap. Remove unwanted sounds with audio eraser. What? Create unique portraits of people and pets. Yeah. Listen to web page summaries. Interesting. Use Writing Assistant to help you write and edit. Get write options at your fingertips. Whatever that means. Draw new things in your image. We'll see. Unleash the artist inside you. Translate calls and more apps. Auto translation. Interesting. Lots of AI stuff. Translate conversations. Note smarter, not harder. That's the Samsung's Note app. Lots of AI stuff. Some of these things, I mean, it sounds interesting, the translation stuff, and some of these things just like seem kind of gimmicky. Okay. Open apps in desktop workspaces. I guess that's that new Samsung Dex mode. We got to take a look at that. Extend your desktop. We'll try to extend our desktop into this ProArt display. See how that works. Okay, and it better use the USB-C cable. I am not going to use this if it requires a wireless connection. Customize your lock screen with widgets. Swap pen styles. Oh, that's for the Notes app. Okay, you can change, I guess, the color of the pen. Switch to multi-window view. Okay, that could be interesting. Okay, sure. All interesting tips, but how do I skip past these tips now? Okay, great, thank you. That's so funny now. It's like, hello. Home, okay. It was confusing how to get out of that. How to open the touchpad on your tablet. It's telling me to click here, I guess. Notice that it shows me like a oh shit, it's, sorry, there's a confusion here. You're seeing the screen duplicated. For a moment, let me unplug this, because what's happening is you're inadvertently seeing an extended desktop and not the same thing I'm trying to show you. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. Okay, and let me actually hang on a second. Let me take care of something. Where are the Okay, so I'll go back there. Let me do something for Philip, because I feel like I think we need to talk about the color shift, okay? And let's see. So I'm gonna turn on this iPad. Let me find a white screen. Okay, so let's just go to About Blank or something. Okay, let me go show this. See, do you see that same you see the same color shifting, right, Philip? It's probably, again, the camera shows it as more intense than the eyes see, right? I think it is less, a little bit less than the Samsung, okay? Thank you so much, Thakino. So, but they both, on camera, have shift. Eyes detect a little bit in both, a little bit less on the M4 iPad, okay? So I just want to make sure we got that, because I thought maybe the camera's a bit misleading, okay? So this is like the Photos app or something. Let me. What am I trying to do here? Okay, another thing I'm going to tell you right now is that, and I guess the apps are still installing. Just the, if I just do this business, that seems really smooth, okay? That seems like just like really, really smooth. Let me bring the S8 Ultra, and maybe you can see it if it's not too, okay? My thumb is getting in the way, hang on. I don't know if you can tell, but to me, the S8 Ultra is just a little less snappy, right? And you might see it as I do other things, but I always felt like the S8 Ultra would kind of stutter in some ways, okay? So I just wanted to say that. Now this definitely from the get-go seems just a more performant. Oh, you're talking about the hue shift, Philip? Okay, give me a second. Let's take a look at the hue shift. And let me give you a better overhead camera too. There we go. Okay. Let me get to. Okay. So there's some hue shift. I would say they all have that same kind of hue shift, right? Again, on camera, my eyes barely register any difference at all. I can see it get a little darker, maybe slight hue shift, but they all seem very similar to me. Okay. Let's see. Kanto asks, is the color shift caused by the anti-glare treatment? I believe the color shift is caused by the panel itself, the display panel. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what's causing it. Yeah, Atlas, I'll try to, when we do things here, I'll try to see if, I'll try to do the equivalent thing with the S8 Ultra and see if I can detect it. Because I definitely have felt, okay, I know what it is. When I was extending the desktop with the S8 Ultra, sometimes the S8 Ultra would feel sluggish. And I'm hoping that won't be the case here because I want to use it this way. Rechargeable pens always scared me when it came to drawing. Wacom spoiled me with EMR. I'm glad Samsung shares the same tech with some of their products. Yeah, and hopefully Showa 60. I hope that whatever this S Pen is doing here, it's going to be better for us. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the apps are finally installed. Oops. Sorry, let's just get rid of some. Move the trash. Okay. I'm just trying to, sorry, I know you can't see what I'm doing here. Not that. There we go. Let me try to find, what is that darn thing called? Infinite Painter. Right? Now for this, I'm gonna try to plug it into the actually, I'm gonna unplug it. I'm gonna unplug it. And let me also turn down the brightness a little bit. It'll be a little easier for you to see. There, that's more like what my eyes see. So I'm gonna find Infinite Painter. Oh, I didn't mean to search that way. It says widget loading. Whatever. Infinite Painter. Okay, here we go. Okay, and let's clear this a bit. Okay, so let's just conduct some tests. I got a bunch of S Pens, and I have the new S Pen somewhere right here. Okay. And let's just try the new S Pen. Okay. It is. I'm liking the feeling. I am drawing. I hope you can see that. Oops. Not as good as the Pro Pen 3, but good. I feel like. Okay, let's try some older S Pens. Okay. So this is the new one. Let's try some older ones. And I know you can't see it, so I'm going to try to increase the size of the brush here. Okay. Let's see. Where's the brush size? I think this is it. Oh, of course, I'm pressing with very light pressure, so you're going to see really tiny strokes. Okay, just testing. 6 of these older S Pens. The first thing is the old S Pens work, okay? Okay, so here's my verdict. Right now, this in my hand is the new S Pen. These 5 are the old S Pen, okay? And then here I have in my hand the S Pen Creator Edition. These 5 up here, the S Pen, the old version, and the S Pen New, I can't tell the difference. Okay, I can't. I do think that the S Pen Creator Edition has a lower IAF. I think that is clear, okay? I could be misleading myself, but at least I don't have many of these. I just have this one. And if I remember Tio's video on this, I don't think they're selling replacement tips for this, so that's a problem with the S Pen Creator Edition, okay? But I get better. Okay, now let's try the real test, which is the Wacom CP913 pen. Now, you can't see almost anything, but trust me, it's drawing. It's very low pressure. Okay, the CP913 and the Samsung S Pen Creator Edition seem to work exactly the same. Sorry, very close to in the same IAF, so it's pretty low. If I had to guess, I would say the CP913 and the Creator Edition S Pen have an IAF on this device of 3 gram force, okay? And remember, if you use these pens with the Wacom Move Ink, the IAF is going to be higher. We talked about why that might be in the previous stream. Okay, there are comments. On the camera, it looks like a privacy screen almost. OLED panels do color shift more than IPS, but they're brighter and save energy. Is this an OLED panel, by the way? I didn't see the spec. 1 kilogram max force. Dedison, this won't work with the Pro Pen 3. I'm happy to test, so remind me, but I'm happy to test, right? Hello, Hera, glad to see you, glad to see you. I can't detect any difference here in the new S Pen. Not one thing. It doesn't weigh any different. It's not heavier, it's not lighter. The IAF hasn't changed. It's just the same damn pen. It's just hexagonal. That's the only difference. Oh, I guess the old S Pens have some Bluetooth feature, and I heard that this one does not, right? So in my mind, yeah, I guess I like that the new S Pen is hexagonal, but like, so what? All right. Yeah, that SMU, you described it correctly. Yeah, it's got to be OLED, but if someone can confirm. And just for my testing, I've got some Stettler Norris digitals here. And I'm going to try them. And again, you might not be able to see what I'm drawing. Okay, all of these Stellar-Norses are like the normal S Pen. This Stellar-Norse Jumbo, I think this unit has a slightly lower IAF, but it didn't feel as good as the CP913. Okay, so I'm going to put these away, and I'm going to try the CP923. And you know what? You know I hate this pen, right? These are the Wacom One standard pens. Oh. No better than the S Pen. Definitely slightly worse than the S Pen. Around the S Pen. Yeah. So CP923, okay. Not, you know, S Pen quality. Let's see. Now it's time for Huion to release a 14-inch Android tablet with someone needs to introduce, they definitely need to. I'm not happy with their Slate devices. Dynamic AMOLED ×2. Is that double layer 2 to burn your eyes with brightness? I'm gonna try just shifting the brightness up really high. It's gonna blow out the camera, but I'll tell you what I see. No, don't do adaptive brightness. Cancel. It's definitely bright. I'm sure at night it would be kind of weird to see. Right? So, drawing experience in terms of pressure, nothing really got better. You'll get the same drawing experience with Samsung, any Samsung device. Okay? Now, this device theoretically has better performance and is bigger, but the core pen experience, nothing has changed. Okay? So, I think I'd have to say, honestly, I will put it on my face for a second. Samsung disappointed me here, right? I guess when they talked about, oh, we have a new S Pen, I thought we were going to get something better, that maybe they were going to switch technologies, have their own pen protocol, or just, even if it's compatible with the old S Pen, I thought this new one was going to have a lower IAF. It doesn't even have a higher maximum pressure, right? So it has the same bad maximum. The S Pens in general have very low maximum pressure, like 200 gram force, right? The CP913 will get up to 300, right? And I can tell that. I can tell that just by drawing, okay? So, shame on Samsung. They could have really improved this, but who knows what the restriction is. Maybe it's a licensing, a technology licensing thing. Don't get me wrong. I can use this tablet. I have no problems with it. It'll work well for my needs. But I thought this was going to be the one where maybe I'd find that the pen experience would rival the iPad. It isn't. It isn't. Okay, I think that's very clear. By the way, the max pressure for an Apple Pencil Pro is like 500 gram force. On these Samsung S Pens, it's like 200, maybe less, right? We can take a look at the data too. Dead SM, barrel rotation is now the silk song of the art community. Someone needs to explain to me what silk song is. I know it's a game, I think, but I don't know the implication of that statement. Wacom says, Wacom needs to do something because by next year we might have 3 pens with barrel rotation. Yeah, good point. We got what, the Apple Pencil Pro, the Huawei Pro, was it M Pencil or something? And then Okay, so everyone may not know the next part. This morning, someone on the Discord showed us a link to a patent filing application from Huion, which looks to support barrel rotation. Now, the fact that someone files a patent doesn't mean we're going to see a product. I mean, Apple files many patents. We don't see any products sometimes with those patents. But we're all hopeful that this is another way, non-Wacom brands can add some value to their products. We'll see. I would love, I don't use barrel rotation, but I know some people it's critical for. The new 24-inch 4K touch with a pen with barrel. Okay, since Hera brought this up, I'm just gonna bring it up so people know what we're talking about, okay? So give me a second. Hey, you know what? I can use this tablet to do this. How's that? Hang on. Continue as 7. I'm in. Oh, got it. Not now. Okay, hang on. I know you can't see it. We'll just give you a second. Creative block. Yeah, let's see. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Well, now we're going to use the tablet exactly as I intended to do it for you. Where is that darn? There we go. There we go. Okay. So, let's share it with you now. Oh. Let's see if this does the thing I need to do with you. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite there. Okay, so this is the DeX things actually going on right now, but I'm not sure how to get this, get the window. You can see the window I have here, right? How the heck do I get it to the... Okay, hang on. If anyone knows how to do this, you let me know. Is it this? No. How do you move something from here to the external window in DeX? Does anyone know? Because I've so rarely used this DeX thing. Is it here? Is it? Do I just drag it over? I guess. Sorry, I know I must seem like a total fool. I think I can use this mouse. I have it hooked up to a dock. Oh yeah. So remember this thing connected to a dock, so I have this mouse actually works. Okay. So I think I can do what's natural, which is find the mouse, drag it to the left. There we go. And maximize. Okay. So what do you see? There's a new Huion here, right? Is this it? Now I gotta admit, this article is written in a kind of, how can I say it? It's written in a little bit of like an advertisement, right? Because it says, I wish I could tell you about the Huion's new 4K drawing tablet. So here's what we know. According to the article, in October, a new pen display from Huion that's 24 inches, 4K, and touch. And I guess it'll have the new Pentec 4.0 pens, the PW600 series. So that's what Hera was referring to, and not sure if I'll get it or not, but I'm very interested. I think a lot of people like it, right? And it's one of the, we've been waiting for something, but they had the Canvas Pro 19, Canvas Pro 27. People have been asking for a 22 or 24 inch, so this looks like it's going to be the one, okay? Okay, let's see what the questions are now. The M Pencil Pro looks like the future as long as the Max Force is high. Yeah, I want to try that device so badly. Let's see, Silk Song is a sequel to beloved game Hollow Knight. Okay, I've never played that. The meme is that it took forever to come back and everyone just it took forever to come back and everyone just wants games like it. Okay, So Hollow Knight must be pretty popular there. Let's see. Press the equals button. Where is that button? Is that it? I pressed down here. No, on the screen. If you don't get it, I will. Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time. Modes, Smart View, Nearby Devices. There's a Dex thing here. Okay, now we're mirroring. Okay, so I've learned how to at least not mirror. Okay, so let's get back here, because now it's actually easy for me to use, right? I can actually zoom in. Right? This is what I want to do with you all in these streams, is look at a web page and easily, show you what's going on, right? So yeah, this is 4K, capacitive touch, 10 points. They emphasize this word, bigger and sharper, because I know in the Canvas Pro 19 we saw there's a little bit of softness in the screen. So hopefully Huion's fixed that. I believe somewhere here it does mention that this thing will be in. We'll see some message from Huion from Huion in October. Okay. Now you can tell this is marketing because let me just read you this. Right. I'm quoting. I'm not. This is not me. I'm quoting the article. And the stylus. It's the kind of pen that makes you second guess every other stylus you've used. Sensitive, natural, almost telepathic. You'll find yourself wondering if it's reading your thoughts. Okay, that's a lot of hyperbole. Look, I like the PW600 pen a lot. It's the best non-Wacom pen in the market. But telepathic is maybe really getting a little crazy there. But it's an excellent pen. Let's not, let's give credit to Huion. Let's see, anything else in here? They emphasize sharper again. Yeah, this is a kind of a marketing article, but at least we know something is coming. If you check notifications, there should be a toggle switch to. Yeah, okay, I think I found that. Thank you, Hayden. You can click on the recent apps button. Okay. Brain is still booting. Oh, that's right. It was your morning. Okay. So we did some drawing. Let's try doing something. Oh yeah, let's bring clip, and let's do some performance testing. Okay. With some big brushes. Clip. I'll spare you always looking at me. Where's the keyboard here? That's weird. The keyboard is... Oh, that's the wrong computer. Okay. Sorry. I'm typing on the Mac and wondering why I'm not typing on the... I'm typing on the Mac's keyboard. I was wondering why I'm not getting any response here. Clip. Studio Paint. Okay, Clip Studio Paint is launching. Let's see. Please help us improve Clip Studio Paint usage. Sure, why not? Help with quality improvement. Sure, why not? I'm just going to do the doodle mode, right? Pro. I'll start with studio mode first because I actually don't know the other mode very well. Sketching with pencils, whatever. Don't care about this. Don't care. Don't care. Have you seen the official promo video for Tab S11? 4 minutes BS about Zoe and Magically Eye. Yeah, I did watch a little bit of it, Nick. The AI focus is a bit too much for me. Look, I get it. We want, continue editing. Okay. Seems snappy. Nothing really crazy. let's get the new S Pen, even though I'm not a huge fan of it. Nothing unusual here with pointer lag. It's the same as you'd always get. I'm gonna try a crazy brush though, okay? I'm gonna get this brush, and which is the airbrush, and I'm gonna say the brush size is 400. Better than I expected. Okay, honestly. Let's try that again. This time with 500, okay? And let me hit to delete. I mean, I feel like this is as responsive as my PC, to be quite honest. So no complaints. Okay. Is the pressure stable? I think so. Let me, for that kind of question, Philip, I'm gonna have to open up the my tablet tester app, okay? So give me a second. Docs. Tablet tester. Okay, let's see. And I think probably it's easier for me to do this for a little bit. Where is it? There we go. So I'm doing the new S Pen, you know, which is no better than the old S Pen. Yeah, I mean, pressure seemed relatively stable. Let me do my test for that weird pressure wobble. Now you have to give me some patience here. Actually, before I do that, where's my, yeah, here we go. Let's do some diagonal wobble testing. Okay. Because I think that's valuable to see. So, size 5 pixels. Don't scale the size, okay? Let's see. Let me try 1 pixel. Like a little thicker than I expected. That's my coding, not. It's a pretty slow stroke. Okay, sorry, my head's in the way. Maybe it would be easier if I showed it to you, so my head doesn't get in the way all the time. Let's see. What am I thinking? Oh, I know. This way. Yeah, there we go. Now a slightly faster stroke. What we want to see is that no matter how fast I draw, there's no wobble. Wobble is more excusable at slow strokes and less excusable at fast strokes. So I'm going to raise this to my head so I can take a look. You can't see, sorry. There is a little bit of wobble that's noticeable. I would say in all the speeds. A little bit of smoothing should clear that up. I see it in slow, I see it in medium, and I see it in fast. Now, fortunately, I have some position smoothing. I'm going to raise it here, and I want to make it less. So this number of smoothing, it doesn't, you can't translate that to other apps because it's kind of custom how I'm doing it for my app. But I just want to prove to you, you can get rid of the wobble. Yeah, Hera, I'm surprised how well CSP did. Because I'm more or less tested on Android, as opposed to. Okay, let's take a look at this stroke. It improved it. I'm going to crank up the smoothing a bit more. And I use a very primitive smoothing. So, this is more my test about the raw stuff. Yeah, at more smoothing, you can definitely knock out the smoothing, is what I'm trying to tell you, by adding some stabilization or smoothing in your applications. It's sad to I mean, look, the future is we're going to see more of these images that are AI, right? There's no getting around it. Let's test the tilt. Now, normally we use some special weird brush. Sorry, we would change the width of the stroke based on tilt. But you know what I like to do? I like to keep the brush size the same, okay? But I change the color based on the tilt altitude is one thing. Let's just see what happens. So I'm going to tilt left, so I'm pointing left to right. In this case, it might be easier for you to see what my hand is doing. Okay. So I'm going to go like this and bring it over. See? Like this. That's what's going to happen, okay? Look pretty good, no weird things. Let's try up and down. Let's delete this. Yeah, looked fine. Looks fine. No weird bouncing, which we saw in the, or back and forth that we saw with the magic drawing pad. And we do a circle. Yeah, looks fine. Looks absolutely fine. Tilt works fine there. Let's do that tilt altitude. Let's do tilt azimuth, right? Same test. Left, bring it over. Yep, looks fine. And then up to down. That may have looked odd, but that's actually normal for this test. And let's do a circle. Yeah. Because there's a sudden shift in direction when I'm at the north, I'm pointing straight up. That's why it seems like there's a sudden transition here. When I do the circle test, you don't see that. See, the colors are even. And that's because the direction of the tilt is very nicely, smoothly calculated, right? You see a little bit of banding. That's normal. That's because in these drawing tablets, there's not like 8,000 levels of tilt. There's like 60. So you don't get the same variation. What you do, if that's a problem, I'll just show it to you. This is something I implemented in my app. You turn on tilt smoothing and you'll see how smooth the things are now. Right? So, you don't have to, a little bit of tilt smoothing will go a long way. Okay? Let's see. Yeah, so many ads with AI. It's kind of sad. Okay, so everything's looking good. Pen, okay. Everything's fine with the pen. It's just the pen's not great, right? If you're gonna get this device, if you want an improved pen experience, the best thing you can do is get the Wacom CP913 pen. It's a way better pen. Okay, lower IEF, higher maximum pressure. Yeah, it's not as good as the Pro Pen 2 or Pro Pen 3, but it's good. It is a good pen. Right. Okay. We've got a good experience with the Clip Studio. That was nice. Let's see. Anything else people want me to try? So I think we got the basic drawing out of the way. So just let me know. In the meanwhile, let us try to sorry. Let me go back. I feel like this is snappy. I'm gonna go to my Samsung Tab S8 and I'm gonna see if I can detect any difference with it and the and this thing, okay? So give me a second. Let's see. Docs. Yeah, sure. Okay, so this is just at a web page, and this is also at a web page. Let me get to the buying a drawing tablet, and okay? So both of these are on the same page, okay? So if I do this, do I notice anything? Smooth there. Both are very smooth, honestly, right? Just doing this kind of action. No. Yeah, it didn't catch there for a second because my thumb was at the bottom part of the screen, right? To be honest, even though initially I felt like there was a little bit of more smoothness with the S11 Ultra, the S8 is also just kind of smooth too. Right now, with this test, I'm not sure we'll tell the difference in performance between these two. But that's just doing one thing, which is scaling a document, right? In a web page. So I'm not sure if that's the best measurement. How about we try a game? Are there games that are worth playing? Oh, I know. I know a game I like playing. I think I have it. No, I don't want local recommendations, dude. Everyone knows what I'm going to play, right? Subway Surfers. Everyone know you've been waiting for me to do Subway Surfers, right? Let's see. Which is yeah, here we go. Install. Oh, I installed Angry Birds as well. I didn't mean to do that. I used to like Angry Birds back in the day. Let's see, do I notice? Hello? I'm just waiting for it to begin. I'm not expecting this to, like, you know, do anything interesting. I don't even know what gacha gaming is, Sarah. Okay, don't know why that's not doing anything. I guess I'm starting to understand now how windowing works. There's these little things that are very similar to how Windows UI has. One to minimize it. Here we go. One to maximize it. Please enter my age. Yeah, I'm 63 years old. I'm not actually 63. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna let it crash a little bit. I want to get the, let's see if this actually works the way I think it's gonna work. Can you hear anything? I don't think so. No, the audio is not going through. That's okay. Let's just, I mean, it's smooth, but this is like a super old game, so I'm not really expecting this to be too interesting. This is a really old game, right? Double tap for a hoverboard. Okay, let's get a hoverboard. You know, I do like this game, but it gets me very frustrated. When I play it, I'm doing a lot of self-owns, as they say. And I get the feeling I'm not very good at it, to be completely honest. My game is weak. I barely escaped that guy. Okay, so I'll stop playing just a second. I mean, it feels nice. I'm not going to say this is like noticeably better than the S8 or my Android phone or whatever. Just kind of feels okay. Not bad, but like I'm not like blown away in some sense. Okay, that's enough for Subway Surfers. Okay, I do like how the windowing system works. Okay, I do like how the windowing system works. Like, the fact that it works like Windows is cool, right? Again, with these buttons up here, where I can maximize, where I can unmaximize, and where I can like minimize, and then close it. So that's nice. Makes it convenient for people like me, right? Now, also, again, I have this plugged up to a dock, so I've been typing and using the mouse sometimes, right? So that's the other thing, is can I just use this as a desktop replacement, right? So let's try this out. Now, this may not be a very interesting test for you, but let me show you what I would do with this, okay? Like, I'm gonna move this S8 out of the way for a second. So, I'm gonna move this in front of me a little bit. You know what I need? I need a stand for a second, since I'm going to be using it like a laptop. Okay. So I have it here. And I'm going to try a task I do all the time. Okay. Like I do it so many times a day. There's so many pens in front of me. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. Got all the pens. And you know what else we're going to do? We're going to test a drawing tablet with it. Okay? Meaning like, we're going to see what happens when I plug in the moving to it. And we're going to see what happens when I plug in like Intuos Pro 2025. Okay? But here's how I want to use it. You're actually seeing me with the mouse right here. Right? This cord is going to the, oops. It's going to a Thunderbolt 4 dock. Okay? And there's another monitor, which is what you're seeing, right? So it's mirroring. So I'm just trying to do things as if I was a Windows user, right? I will say I get the weird feeling this works like Chrome. Like I pressed the equivalent of the Windows button, and this screen came up. But going back is a little bit doesn't work the same with Windows. Okay, so let's try to do this. Does this feel natural? Samsung, let's try Samsung Galaxy tab. Yeah. So here's what I would do if I was I need to. Where's my bookmarks? Oh, that's not what I want. I want the bookmarks bar. Where's the darn bookmarks bar? Okay, so I'm not so sure. I guess I'll just do it here. Right Yeah, it's on Gitbook. I got a link to, so I can easily start editing. Sign in, continue with Google. Okay, so far it just feels natural, works good with the pen. Now I know for some of you this was a little basic, but I've never really played around with decks for real. So I'm gonna try again what I normally do, because that is the purpose of this thing. So can I replace a laptop with it? Okay, so Samsung S8 series notes, S8 FE. So let's try creating a new subpage. Does this work? Feels natural. Nothing feels unusual about this. Create a new subpage, which is Samsung Galaxy Tab S11 notes. And I'm just going to put a few notes here. Later on I'll fix it, like S Pen, no different from previous S Pens. So dropped Bluetooth support and features, terms of drawing performance. IF. Now has hexagonal shape. Now has a different nib. So overall, kind of disappointing. I think it's fair to say that. This did not significantly improve at all. This did not improve at all, not even significantly improve in any way. I will say, for pens, recommend use the Wacom CP913 pen. Better IF and max pressure. Right? What else did I notice? Diagonal wobble. I would call it on the high end, some wobble, like it's on the high end of low. That makes sense, right? Can reduce it with smoothing stabilization, right? Performance seemed very similar to S8 Ultra. In my tasks, right? What else could I say here? Oh yeah, the UX. New Dex mode was very nice, easy switch from Windows, right? It felt like it just kind of felt very natural, honestly. So, okay. So far, I'm pretty happy with this. It feels like a tablet that I would be able to use for my intended purpose. I am literally doing what I want to do with this tablet right now, which is when I need to use it as a laptop, like what I'm doing, it's easy and convenient and very light. And then when I need to use it to demonstrate something for you, like a whiteboard. So let's try that actually. Let's go to the Play Store. One thing I don't like here is when I hit the Windows key, it brings up this thing. But if I start typing, nothing happens. Okay, the caret, the insertion pointer, should be here on search, so that I can type in things like Microsoft Whiteboard. That would be a more, I mean, I'm sure there are reasons they do it. Hopefully this won't freak out. Let's see if it works. I'm not sure if this will work. Oh, I don't even know what these passkeys are, to be honest. Okay, hang on. Okay, maybe it will work. Send notification. Okay. Check Authenticator app. 24. Approve. Sure. Microsoft respects my privacy, huh? So yeah, this is literally what I want to do in my live streams when I'm talking to you all. And this is going to work for me. This is really going to work for me. Where I have, you know, I need to whiteboard something for you. And I'll be able to finally do it easily, right? So I can say something, you know, I can take notes like the S Pen, no improvement. Now, it looks funny the way I'm writing it because it's got some excessive smoothing turned on. Like that's, and stroke post correction. So I wonder if I can turn that off. That was really, can you see it? How it corrects the stroke? It's doing that too much. I don't know if I can control it though. Enhance ink shapes. No, I don't want that. Ah, come on, whiteboard. If you can't, let me try writing 7 pence. It shouldn't come out like this. So that's an irritation. If I'm drawing more slow, it's all fine. But if I'm just making quick strokes, let me show you what I mean here so it's more obvious here. Let's go back to Clip Studio Paint. And let's clear this out. Oops, let me get a better brush here. Yeah, that's how it should look. Sharp. See the sharpness there? But what I'm getting, ooh, this I like. I can tab back to the other windows. It didn't do anything though. That's kind of bad. Let's see if this works. If I click here. Okay, let's try this thing. We'll try the desktop feature too. The air actions, DeadSM says, arguably worse for art as the air actions acted as additional buttons and apps. Oh, I didn't know that. I never used it that way. Okay, let me show you now. You saw how that stroke came out. Let's go here. This app has some funny interactions. Let me erase these things here. Hello, I don't want the ruler. Okay. So let me show you how that happened again. You see how rounded this is? It's just, it's got smoothing turned on. I don't want it, right? And I don't know if there's a way to turn it off. I don't see it. I'll have to investigate. Let's try that demo, sorry, that weird desktop thing. So I did, on Microsoft keyboard be Start, Tab. Okay, and I see this desktop. And I can move things to desktop too. So let's try moving, but how do I do it is the question. I can close things, so okay, that works. But how do I move things from desktop to desktop? If I hold, nothing happens. Oh, I know. I think I see it. There's these buttons. Oh no, that just moves things. I can create a new one, desktop 3. I'm not sure this is behaving the way I'd expect. There's no obvious way to, if you want to move things here, you can create a new desktop. Well, what happens if I launch clip here? I'm curious. Okay, it said desktop 2 for just a second. Now, so if I look back here, I see if I switch the desktop, the app is already on, and then I try to launch the app again, it will move the app over. I was hoping there'd be a more direct way of shifting an app to a different desktop. But I like it. This actually would make it easier for me, honestly, when I'm doing what I would do during a stream. I would set it up like this. I would have clip up. I would have maybe browser windows up. And if I wanted to quickly switch from browsing to clip, let's say I'm browsing here. I quickly wanted to say switch to some other thing here. Now, let's test a little. Let me change desktops actually. I want to see how the tiling works. Refresh. So far, it seems. I want to drag. Okay, it kind of snaps to the left. That's nice. That actually is nice. Sometimes I want to refer to something. So let's say I'm here and I want to take notes here. So this is good. This is very useful actually for me. This will help me communicate to you, right? I like it. I like it. This could take on a bigger role for me than just my whiteboarding device as I'm streaming. Right now, I'm liking the windowing so much that I could use it more often for when I'm creating content, actually. Because what I do often is I am recording something on the computer in front of me, and I need to look at a script, okay? And actually, I need to look at a script, and I also need to use some other apps. In fact, we're going to try another app here. Now, some of you may not know, but the app I use, how do I get a new window? Let's see if I can figure this out. New window. I'm going to close the whiteboard, move this over here. So far, things are working pretty nicely, actually. So the app I use to create content, my videos, is Descript. So I'm going to sign in. And we're just going to test it live. Because this is exactly what I do in Descript. I need to record something, but I have the script right in front of me, right? So let's get to the S11 notes. Oops. Let's go back. I thought I had... I thought I published it. Maybe I didn't. It's fine. I must have not hit save on that thing. Yeah, let me just try it out. Let's just see if I can use this for business, so to speak. I'll just read out a sentence and see if this works. And you can see how I actually create videos. Oh, I know what I'll do. Let's create a new project here. This will be a test of its performance, okay? It should have me in front. This is interesting. You're gonna see my head and my face in two different places. Okay, we're gonna try record a camera while visiting site, while using app. Okay, this is interesting. Now you know what's actually happening behind me, huh? Let us see if I can make this a little bit more better for me. More better. How do I do this? Camera quality is a little harsh. I mean, it looks fine, but it's a little bit harsh. You can see, you know, of course, this is an expensive camera you're seeing my face in, and what you're seeing on the Samsung is what do you call this? Is this the front facing or rear facing? I can't remember. Rear facing, I think. Okay, and let's make sure the microphone default, sure. Okay, so I'll just read this and let's just see how good it does at really creating a 7 pens video. Okay, hit record. I want to help you make an informed choice when purchasing a drawing tablet. My goals are to save you money, ensure you aren't disappointed with your purchase, and prevent you from damaging your tablet or pen. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, because I'm doing some live video editing. Now it's processing. That's the video I just recorded is being uploaded into Descript, the cloud, and being processed. Okay, like it's being transcribed. And we're just testing out to see if I can do this, you know, really use this for work. Okay, we're gonna play it back. You won't be able to hear the audio, I think. We'll try to see if I can fix that problem. Video playback seems smooth. Unfortunately, I can't move the video out. I can't pop it out. I'm gonna search for audio here. Or speakers, maybe. Let's try audio again. Or sound, we'll try. I want you to hear, I think it's this, audio playback. Let's take a look here. I'm not sure if that's what I wanted. Let's try sound. It's on... It says it's mute now. Could that have been the reason? Let's try it again. I'm gonna check the, you should hear, I hope you're gonna hear something. Okay, let's try. No hearing yet. Play media and sound from one app on a different, okay, we'll try that. Okay, before we do that, let's system sounds. It's interesting. Sure. Select. Okay, I'm gonna tell it to play Chrome on Bluetooth. Okay, so it's like it's not able to deal with the audio of the the display, which is the capture card. So that's something I'll investigate. You know, maybe if I had Bluetooth, it would just work. So I'm going to turn this back off. Okay. Because this is kind of an unusual situation for how I want to use it. So it may not, if it doesn't work in this situation, it's fine. But the fact that it actually played the audio, or sorry, played the video is actually a good sign. Because that's kind of a heavy task. And I've been searching for a device like this to simplify some of my content creation as well. Okay, let's see. Anything else I want to try here? Galaxy AI? Well, might as well try, huh? Galaxy AI. Or I'm not sure. Oh, Gemini. Well, I'll do that. That's just doing Gemini. It's not nothing unique to this tablet. Okay, I don't see there are any comments. Overall, I'm happy with it. I will say, if the S8 had this new DeX, I'm not sure I would have upgraded to this. To be completely honest, I'm gonna try to get the. Oh, you saw that. Okay. I'm gonna try to get the S8. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna search for Android version here. Android. Oh, I guess maybe it's just in settings. Where are settings? Android version. It's One UI 7, Android version 15. And can we get an update here? Because if install software updates, Google. Okay, so maybe we'll get Android 16 or something. Let's see, Harris says, I'm drawing right now. I think I might prefer the CP913 for things like line art. Is there, I'm curious, Hera, is there something you would prefer the S Pen for? That you think it does better than the CP913? For me, I just prefer the CP913 over the S Pen for all things. But if there's a reason you think the S Pen actually works better for some things, I'd love to know that. Okay, what did I want to try? I wanted to try Android version. That's what I want to find out. Yeah. Settings. It's weird, where you search, you click here, but you have to type down here at the bottom right. That's a little odd. Version. One UI 8, Android version 16. That's what I expected. So going to be interesting to see if we're getting One UI 8 and 16 on the old S8. Because if you are, I'm not sure this is worth the upgrade. Okay. But this is doing its job for me. I can build my stream off this. Oh, let's see. Oh, I mean over the Pro Pen 2. Really? You like the CP913 over the... I'm surprised. What does it... How does it feel better for you for line art? I'd love to understand that. Would love to understand that. Okay, I'm going to try concepts. You know, it may just be me, but I'll tell you what I think right now. They said they're trying to bring Chrome OS and Android together or make them more similar. And I have a Chromebook, which I love, by the way. And a lot of the behavior here, to me, has a kind of Chromebook quality. Like, in other words, it feels more like I'm using a normal desktop OS, right? And that's with the DeX and all that. Okay, let's try concepts. Let's see. Dead SM says, the only thing I liked about the S Pen over CP913 was the air actions for notes. See, I never got into the air action thing because I hate recharging pens, right? And the remote camera button. Oh, that would have been interesting for me. I never experimented with that. Let's see. Let's get a pen here. Why is it not drawing? That's weird. Oh, I always forget how to move this over. There we go. Oh, look at this pen. Terrible. Okay, there we go. It's a line pen. This has, you know what? Like Procreate, I think Concepts does some position prediction because there is like no lag. It's such a tiny amount of lag with Concepts, right? So there's, I believe, some position prediction. And if I recall, the way Tablet Kitten told me to test if prediction's going on is to do the following. Let's get a new layer here. And I'm gonna have to put this down because it'll be easier for me to perform the test. Okay, and I think her instruction was slam the yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but we'll try it again. It was happening a second ago. Okay, you can kind of see it. There we go. Sometimes you'll notice that this goes over the left side. Right there, right here, right here. Doesn't always happen. Right here, right? Because I'm moving and I suddenly hit the wall, this thing. And it should look like, most of the time it should look more like this, right? It just goes over and then suddenly goes down. But sometimes it goes over. Now how is that possible? Because her sense was that this is doing some position prediction. And as a result, you get a little of a, it goes over a little bit. And I'm not moving the pen underneath the thing. It's actually tilting away from it. So it can't go underneath. There we go. That was a perfect example. That's the result of the position prediction. Not the pen, it's how the tablet's position, or not the tablet, but the app. Now, let's test this theory out. Let's get a clip and do the same thing, okay? Let's delete this. Maybe I need a smaller brush though. Okay. Because a bigger brush might hide the effect. Well, maybe a slightly bigger brush than this. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's see. Here it says, just for lines, not painting. I like how I don't do accent lines. I need to use more pressure. The Pro Pen 2, Pro Pen 3 feels perfect for sketching, painting. Interesting that the CP913 feels more controlled for lines. I'd have to think about why that might be. Let's see, on the Move Ink with Dex right now. Okay, got it. I'm starting to like Dex. I felt for years that One UI is just future feature updates for Android. Yeah, I am excited about it merging as well. Absolutely. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's a little bit of this. So now I have to question, is it position prediction or is it me just moving the thing? It's hard because my hand will... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I believe my results here. I'll have to take a look at Tablet Kitten's results. Because I think what's happening is I'm actually hitting this thing. I am seeing fewer artifacts than what she was showing. I could try on my app. Yeah, I see. That's not a bad idea, is it? Let's see. keep it at 1 pixel, don't scale, and clear the screen. Okay, I definitely am not doing position prediction, so I'll have to talk to Tablet Kitten about how to interpret this. It may just be I'm physically moving the like it's a collision between my hand holding this piece of plastic. So we'll see. I'll have to talk to her about that. So no conclusion I can draw from that, unfortunately. But I will, actually, I want to test the lag. Definitely lag there, which is normal. But when you go to concepts, the lag is so minimal. So it reminds me of what we see in Procreate, right? It's like you just don't see the lag. I would say then they must have done a good job with position prediction here. This feels, okay, yeah, this feels like a good whiteboarding app. I know it doesn't support infinite canvas, but this is not bad. This is not bad. Let's see, anything else we want to try? I'm going to take a look at the Samsung website and see if there's any features that they want me to try. So let me move this up a little bit and type. Let's see, I want Chrome. Oh, this is Descript. I'm going to close this. I really wonder if I can get I'm not going to do it right now, but I want to get a separate microphone and see if this thing can pick up the audio from that. Because this could be a better way for me to do my recording. Create the slides and then do my recording on this device. Okay, what do I want? I want, what did I want Chrome for? I was going to try something. Not these, oh, I forgot. Oh, I know. I was supposed to ask Samsung S11 Ultra new features. They gave a list when I opened this thing up, but extended mode for temps and decks, real-time AI, Gemini Live, screen sharing, Wi-Fi 7. The real-time conversation. What the hell is Gemini Live? Enhanced camera. I didn't think the camera was that great. Maybe I'm just crazy. Redesigned S Pen. Come on, folks. It wasn't redesigned at all. It just got a new plastic shell and a new nib. It's hardly a redesign. It got tweaked. Hold power. Okay, thank you, DataSim. Let's see, I think power is this button. Ask Gemini. Sure. Oh, got my voice.
I am Gemini. How can I help you today?
Can you all hear it when it's talking? What are the most interesting new features of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra?
The most notable new features on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra include its enhanced AI capabilities, a redesigned S Pen, a powerful 3 nanometers processor, Wi-Fi 7 connectivity, and a brighter dynamic AMOLED 2X display with a thinner bezel. It also introduces new multitasking features, like extended mode for a dual screen setup.
Dada-san, thank you for the suggestion to try that. I would never have guessed that. And now we can have a conversation with it. What improvements exist with the new Samsung S Pen that comes with the Tab S11 versus the old S Pen from the older Galaxy Tab models?
The S Pen for the Galaxy Tab S11 features a redesigned hexagonal shape and a cone-shaped tip for better ergonomics and more precise control. It also works with new AI-powered features like drawing assist and writing assist. Unlike previous models, the S Pen no longer has Bluetooth support, which means it doesn't need to be charged, but loses the ability for air gestures and remote camera control.
Okay, I think we established this. Let's try. What are the cancel that. Will the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra be able to be upgraded to Android 16?
Yes, the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra is expected to receive an update to Android 16, One UI 8, which will be its final major OS update. The update is likely to be released sometime in late 2025.
Could you repeat that last bit of information that you just told me, but not in English, but rather in German? Could you repeat what you just told me, but not in English, but rather in German?
Ja, das Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra wird voraussichtlich ein Update auf Android 16 One UI 8 erhalten, was sein letztes großes Betriebssystem-Update sein wird. Das Update wird wahrscheinlich Ende 2025 veröffentlicht.
It's always weird. My German is not great, but I understand enough. And I can read. It's showing me obviously what it's written, so I wouldn't be able to understand it without reading it. But I think it's nice that the voice. Actually, it's interesting. Sometimes the same human sort of throat will be used, but with a German accent. But this sounds like a totally different person with a German accent, right? And sometimes Gemini has, how can I say it? Okay. Let me give you an example. I'm speaking in English, right? And sometimes when I ask Gemini or these other AIs to speak to me in German, they will say it in German, but with an English accent, meaning an American English accent. So, for example, I guess in German, if you want to say, like hello, good day, it would be Guten Tag. But sometimes you'll ask them to do something, and they'll say, Guten Tag. And it's just funny because it's somehow like latched onto this Americanized way of saying these words, as if it was learning German itself, right? So it's kind of funny. Very funny. Okay, but that was nice to see. I'm actually trying to learn to see if I can use AI as a way to improve my German this year. Right? Okay. Overall, I'm satisfied with this device, honestly, but one of the reasons I asked Gemini if we're going to get Android 16 is if the improvements, everything I'm seeing seem to me, this is the Samsung Tab S8 Ultra. If the improvements we're going to get are because of Android 16 and not really because of hardware of the tablet or the pen, I'm not sure I'd necessarily recommend this to people to get this if you already have an S8 Ultra. Because unless there's something really specific where it's hard for me to tell that this is any better, honestly. The performance, I guess, is better. I just don't feel it in day-to-day usage. I mean, in the 3 hours I've been messing around with this thing. I will continue to, it's been 3 hours though, so I'll continue to experiment with this. The drawing experience hasn't improved at all, and that's probably my biggest disappointment. The Apple iPad with the Apple Pencil, especially the Apple Pencil Pro. Look, a lot of people don't like how the Apple Pencil Pro works. Like, it's so different from a normal, it's different enough from a normal EMR drawing tablet pen that they don't like it. However, I would say that I do like it sometimes with Procreate. And I was hoping this would be the chance they had to try this and make it a better experience. Now, I think Philip asked me to try the Pro Pen 3. So give me a second. I'm going to go get a Pro Pen 3 and just try. I'm not expecting it to work, but because he asked, I will try. So 1 second. Okay, I'm back, and just because Philip asked, I'm going to try the Pro Pen. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Actually, wait, what? Oh, it locked. Yeah, it just locked because I went away. Yeah, it doesn't register this Pro Pen 3 at all. No surprise, I didn't expect it to, but he did ask. Let's see, DataSim says, the only major difference between them is the adaptive refresh in settings, and the keyboard accessory has an AI button. Yeah. Look, I use AI all the time. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I use it to help me write tools and code. I don't use it for generative AI. And I think everyone on the, who watches my channel, I can't think of a single person who has said anything positive about generative AI. It's always been an extremely negative thing, and I totally understand that. This fixation on, it's only about AI is perplexing to me, because there's so many things that would make this a better experience. I am super happy with Android 16 and the new DeX stuff. I love this. And the desktop thing. I don't know how much of that is new to 16 versus the old stuff, but it seems all new. I like it. That is an improvement. But we're going to get that to the old model, the S8. So I'm not sure this was worth the upgrade, to be completely honest. The screen doesn't really look any better either. I'm sure it's brighter. But that thing is bright. It says it's brighter, but the S8 Ultra is also pretty darn bright, right? That being said, I do like the windowing, and I want to use this as something to assist me in creating content. I make videos all the time, and I have to write scripts, and I have to record my voice. And this would be a convenient way for me to at least work on my draft scripts, right? I'm going to see if it works with my more normal, my professional microphone, and I'm going to see if it'll work with the camera I have, and maybe then I can actually put this to use to create my videos. I would love to be able to have my next video come from this device, just to prove it can do that, right? Okay, I think we've tested everything. I'm going to check the Discord just to see if anyone's got any questions. Interesting. Someone's talking about square brushes. I have to get back. Oh. Okay, I think I'm going to call it a wrap. I may stream again later tonight. There was a new document I wrote this morning about people are asking about how to sell a tablet, and we had a lot of feedback from the Discord crew about that document. So it's kind of, I actually want to do a session where we walk through it. So I might actually be back tonight, like late night, to talk about selling a tablet, and we'll get feedback. So, okay, I think that's it. And I'll publish my notes on this and share my thoughts. But overall, I'm happy with the product. I don't know if I'd recommend it like it's a huge upgrade. Again, because a lot of the things that I like are really due to Android 16, and we're going to get that in the older devices. So, this was disappointing in that sense. Okay? But we'll see. Maybe I'll find other uses for this, which are going to be. But I am satisfied in the sense that it's going to fulfill my need of creating content. I think it's going to do well for that. It's going to fulfill my need for whiteboarding. But as an artistic device, it's just so-so, right? It's just so-so. That SM, thanks so much for helping and for staying active in the chat. I really appreciate it. Everyone, I'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging out.